Hello, Blue Justin here, still Justin, still not blue, and it's time for another video. We do a little bit of a pause since the last one, but that's all been taken up with lining up a whole bunch of new ones. That's exciting. This one should be quite short. Never cannot promising anything because you know I like to ramble on, but it's only covering a very small number of discs. And this is my wife's birthday physical media haul. When I say haul, of course, it's just a couple of presents that I gave her and some friends. She didn't really have much of an idea what she wanted, so I put in a couple of suggestions, and no, in actual fact, they weren't things that I went, oh, I want to see that. I shall just sneak it onto my wife's list, apart from one. In actual fact, I went down the very far too modern route of I asked ChatGPT, and I said, my wife likes, for example, this bunch of movies, and what else do you recommend based on this? And it came up with quite a few, and I gave those to her, and she looked down the synopsis, and she picked a couple to put on her list. And I picked another couple off there and sort of dug them out. So I'm just going to quickly go through those with you today. First up, and as you can find out, they're going to be probably quite different and therefore than one I would normally buy myself. First up, we have the, I'm afraid it's a DVD, yes, in actual fact I was the one who got this one for her, DVD of Brideshead Revisited. It's an amazing show. I would have got the Blu-ray, obviously. I think there is one available, but it's, for some reason, it's a ridiculous price. It's not a case of the Blu-ray is twice the price or a bit more than the DVD. This DVD set you can get for a very reasonable price now, and the Blu-rays, I saw some of them going for over £100, and I thought, no, I thought that's not going to happen. So yeah, this one, it's based on an Evelyn Waugh classic novel, friends made, who childhood friends, one who is part of the Marchmain family, who owns the enchanted castle of Brideshead, sorry. That's Brideshead Revisited, not Bridesmaid Revisited. And that's Sebastian, who's a bit of a wild child, played by Anthony Andrews, where Jeremy Irons is the more sensible child person, and he tries to stop him going off the road, and various shenanigans follow. The one thing I will say strongly about this is that what I do know is I watched it when I was quite young. I can't remember what year it would have been. 1981. I saw quite a lot of it. It wasn't 100% my thing, but I do remember it seemed to have a lot more episodes, and it seemed to go on for a lot longer than apparently it does. Now I've got the DVD and how I can see how long it is, how many episodes. It seemed to go on for a lot longer than that when I was a kid. But what I will say is that in the year it was made, 81, there was a big television strike, which affected an awful lot of programmes, including this one. If anybody's a fan of Doctor Who, they'll know that Shada wasn't finished or completed, and never was, because the amount of the cost of remounting all the sets, etc., was just prohibitive when they came back. So apparently the strike started off over which union had rights to operate a clock on the programme Play School or something. The children. I mean, just ridiculous. And of course, then the unions started fighting each other, and it got worse and worse, and it spread to bring down production on just about everything. It stopped the production of Brideshead Revisited as well. But unlike Doctor Who and practically every other, and I think possibly actually every other programme that is affected and brought down that was serialised. Brideshead Revisited at the time was the most expensive programme that had ever been created for television, and they'd input or invested so much money into it that they already shot, that it was actually worth using up the money to remount all the sets, get back all the actors, etc., etc. Like I said, Jeremy Irons and Anthony Andrews, so can't have been that out of demand. The big actor names at the time. Only 11 episodes. And they finished it, which was like I said, Shada was never finished, and there were a lot of programs around that time which were totally were just never completed and just lost because of this strike. And so this one was remounted, finished, because it was just too expensive to abandon. And I remember it being pretty damn good, so I'm looking forward to actually rewatching it with, say, more adult eyes and a little bit more patience and understanding of drama rather than A-team explosions, etc. Next up, I'm not quite sure in what particular reason this one got recommended by the machine, but I think it did come up with Saving Mr. Banks, which is Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson, and bringing to life the true story about the origins of Mary Poppins and how Walt Disney tries to, for 20 years, to get the rights to the P.L. Travers book. So, and on top of the fact that it was recommended by that, and I thought that it might be my wife's kind of film. More specifically, I remember that Kermit's Ghost said it was an excellent film, so that's like a good recommendation. And this is a nice, easy pick up, and I think it'd be something I'll enjoy. Like, again, not sort of like action oriented like I would normally necessarily go for, but I can appreciate different things. So there we go. She's up, again, I think this is going down the fact that she's very much a big fan of Downton, upstairs, downstairs, that kind of thing. And up came ChatGPT with Howard's End. Great cast, with where is it? It's Helena Bonham Carter and Emma Thompson as sisters, getting involved with two couples. One, Anthony Hopkins and his wife, Vanessa Redgrave, and the working class, Samuel West and Mistress Nicola Duffett. So excellent cast there, and I think it's one of those highly regarded films. In actual fact, it's so long in minutes. I can't remember how long was it. I do remember it being long, 142. I was quite surprised to find it was actually a film, not a TV miniseries. In actual fact, friends were telling me, "Oh yes, I remember that was a mini series." No, there was a mini series of Howard's End, but this isn't it. I think that starred McFadden, if I recall, something McFadden, can't remember. Yeah, I should have looked all this up. If I did, it wouldn't remembered. So, yeah, lots of awards, etc. And this one was an adaptation of E.M. Forster's novel of the same name, all about class relations and changing times in Edwardian England. So yes, I think that's going to be very enjoyable watch for life, and I think after we settle down into it, I'll enjoy that one too. And talking of something quite similar, you can tell where it gets its ideas. Next up, we have Room with a View. Nominated for 8 Academy Awards. Now, this one I actually saw at the cinema, I think. If not, I definitely saw it a long time ago. And though not what you put down as the easy watching my kind of thing, I do remember quite enjoying it and being impressed by how much of a good film it was. Amazing enough, it's another adaptation of an E.M. Forster novel, and again it's Merchant Ivory production, which are masters of the period film, as it says from the back. And yet again, it actually stars Helena Bonham Carter, this time with Julian Sands. I like as well. Yeah, so really looking forward to rewatching that. So that you definitely get that's going down the very classic-y type route, those two. So that's an Evelyn Waugh adaptation, and 2 E.M. Forster adaptations. So yeah, that's going to be great. Oh, also with and the rest of the cast, just to throw these ones in, if you want names, if you want a cast with names, we got Maggie Smith, Dame Maggie Smith actually, wasn't it now? Denham Elliott, Judi Dench, Simon Callow, Helena Bonham Carter, Julian Sands, and Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, that is what you call the cast. So yeah, and there is only one more to go. So I said this was actually going to be a relatively short video for me. One of the films that ChatGPT came up with, because I've liked things like The Railway Children, classic children's adventure stories, that sort of thing, Swallows and Amazons, that sort. It recommended the film, I think there were a couple of adaptations of it, at least one of them called 5 Children and It, which is a story of 5 children on holiday, that type of thing, getting together and having an adventure. And I saw this, but I knew of a slightly different version which I'd seen. I don't know if anybody out there, you watch very, very late night TV. I tend to, sometimes it comes up on the challenge quiz channel, 1, 2, 2:30, something like that in the morning, something like that. They'll put between programs, they'll put on this mini programs that are all about top 10s they've got in movies. They'll do the top 10 scenes from all the Star Trek movies, in their opinion, obviously, etc. Top 10 recent animated movies that they like. Top 10 moments from the Jason Bourne films, one they often repeat. But they do one that was their favourite top 10. I think it must have been top 10 on children's classics, if you like, brought to life. And whilst they didn't have 5 children in it, they had the modern version of that film, which is one that was brought up to date. 4 kids in it. Obviously, that changed from 5 children, and it's now updated. As you'll notice that apparently it's got Russell Brand in it, and obviously, judging by the news of today, that's might bring it down a little, but that doesn't necessarily affect the quality of the film, etc. It says it's based on the novel 4 children in it, so I'm not quite sure why the other adaptations for TV and that changed it to 5, whatever. However, ignoring the ups and downs, etc., it's a great family-friendly movie, really, all about a bunch of children on holiday who go off adventuring on the beach, and they discover a strange creature, and it can grants them 1 wish per day, but they have to be careful what they wish for, because their wishes finish when the sun goes down. So if you happen to be wishing that you're a pilot and the sun goes down whilst you're flying the plane, then you end up in trouble. And of course they end up multiple times in trouble, and it's how they deal with it and how they learn, etc., that sort of thing. All quite good, innocent, exciting fun. And just for information, apart from other names that we're omitting out, the creature, it is brilliantly, and because this is why I've seen this film's clips on that late night program that I was telling you about. It's brilliantly voiced by Michael Caine, Kermit would say. God bless you, sir. And he might not be on the screen, but his voice acting is just as brilliant as his real acting, and he really brings the creature to life. He's fantastic. So I'm really actually looking forward to watching this one. And the original novel incidentally was written by Jacqueline Wilson. But so that's going to be great fun. And that was another one that I got. So that went well, didn't it? That was the full list of physical media that my wife received for her birthday, and I thought I'd quickly get a video in because I haven't had one for a while, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to fit them in for a little bit, because hopefully tomorrow, which might be today or yesterday by the time I put this out, we're attempting to adopt 2 rescue cats, so that's probably going to be taking over my time at the house, everything. I don't know whether they're going to want to sleep in here, cause havoc in here, etc., whatever. So anyway, good luck with those. Looking forward to that. That'll be great fun. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and look forward to more in the future. Like I said, I have been planning quite a few, so when I get the time, these will be recorded, and because they're already all set up to go, and they include one new series. It's adapted from a couple of other people's that have done it before, but I hope it'll be popular when I do it too. So in the meantime, please, if you did enjoy the video, hit the like button, If you hadn't already, please subscribe. Do appreciate it. Make a comment down below. That's always very much appreciated. The more I get, the more recognition that YouTube gives me. And if you do make a comment, I will be replying to it, as I always do. Thank you again, and see you next time. Bye.